Heidi ho everyone, my name is Mr. Fruit, and today we're gonna be doing episode GG Easy 72. And
72.
I fixed this last night because he called me out on Valerium, that like new kind of Viking game. He called me out that he says in his intro, Heidi ho everyone and not Heidi ho everybody. Everybody that does like an impression of his always goes to Heidi ho everybody.
Oh, it's
Instead of
definitely
Heidi ho
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, see,
No,
but when you did
yeah.
it, you said everyone. I was like, oh, he's gonna say everybody. But when you said everyone, I was like, fuck, like,
Yeah.
because I
No,
always say everybody.
I am a Mr. Fruit stan. I am Mr. Fruit
You are
today.
Stan.
Anyway.
He is Mr. Fruit.
In today's podcast, we talk about the new kind of life Datto has acquired with the saving of a puppy.
A lot of pet talk.
A lot of pet talk today. A little bit of a Destiny talk too, and a lot of GG over easy questions from the stands. Really appreciate you guys listening today, and let's just get into it. Episode what, Blue?
69, part 2.
Nope, close.
No.
72. This would be
fantastic.
Datto's third appearance actually on the GG over easy podcast.
Datto, can you come back more often so we can get you to your 69th appearance?
Heidi ho, everyone. My name's Mr. Fruit. Today's
Oh.
podcast brought to you by DN Online. Blue, why don't you tell us a little bit more about DN Online?
Yeah, so DNO is a Korean developed game, and it stands for D's Nuts Online. Oh!
Yeah, okay, what is this? I see Sammy put in a DNO code, and it's like this cool black thing. It says DNO, and then it has like Chinese, Japanese characters underneath it. and
It's
I'm like,
Korean.
What? I'm like, what is that? Like, that looks really fun to play.
Just
Oh my
purely
God.
based on text. Just
yeah,
text only. It's
It looks
literally
pretty
just,
official, right?
It looks super official.
So
I had no idea what it was. I was like, oh great, another survival horror MMO FPS game that's coming out. Tight.
So very quick backstory. I'll make it very brief. Norf from my Discord basically tried to bait Sammy. He tried to get him because he's like, I'm gonna make an imaginary weeb game, and I'm gonna try and get Sammy to say, "What's DNO?" And he's gonna be like, "Dude, that's online." So
all
so-
of that, man, for that. Just
so-
that.
so Sowie made the image, the official invitation image, Sowie, and then
Yeah.
for some reason, Sonic decided to post it in the Dream Team DMs, and I was like, "What? Why did he post it?" And then I was like, "Yo, do you guys have?" I was like, "Yo, Sowie, do you have an image with a different code?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got you, bro."
Yeah, let me just like make one real quick.
So I didn't want to do it, but then Fruit literally did the layup. Like, what is it?
Yeah. He was like, I need to get on this game.
It looked really interesting, and then I was like, "What's that?" And then I fell asleep, and apparently it is nothing but a big troll. I thought it was
Yeah.
like the Wukong game that is like that new kind of monkey, like it's being made in like China or something like that. And I thought it was like a code to that game, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like, how did he get that?" But no, it was just for the new adventure MMO weeb.
Survival
DNO.
horror, roguelite.
Yeah, whatever it kind of wants itself to
4-player
be.
co-op.
Right.
D's
right,
Nuts
right,
Online.
right. I just find it interesting that you found it interesting based purely on just some Korean letters and a code and just the word DNO, and then here's a beta code.
Apparently,
Well, it was closed too. It just wasn't a beta; it was closed. All right,
Yeah.
so it was something that when it's closed, it's like, oh,
it
like,
looks official. So like, I don't blame you. Like the
It doesn't
text
look official, it
itself,
looks
like the
good.
text itself looks super official.
Yeah.
I should have known. Now that I look at it, it kind of is official, but kind of not. If I really look at it, like if I really break it down,
I think now if you break it down, yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
okay. But even still, like, it still
the whole-
looks very legit.
The whole start falling through. That's funny.
Apparently the Korean like translates to D's Nuts Online as well. So it's a very layered prank.
When season 14 comes out and it's season of DNO, that's when I'll come back to Destiny.
Yeah.
There you
Oh hell yeah!
Right? It's season 13 right now, right?
Yeah,
It
it just
is-
started.
Blue, did you get back into it? Don't lie to me.
I haven't played it yet.
You haven't.
No, I saw Datto ask in Weeb about raids, and I was like, new season, maybe I'll come back. And then I watched the trailer, and I was like, not today, Blue, not today.
Now,
I'm
the
just
only
trying to
thing
get
I've seen of
Jenna's
the new
rocket.
season, the only things I've seen of the new season is the Savala guy reading the meme. That's the only kind of new thing I know from this season.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Which makes me kind of want to come back.
Yeah, I mean, that meme has almost, I mean, I guess it technically has something to do with the season. It was just like, instead of him saying no in the cutscene in game, it's just that meme that's read out by Lance. And I was like, okay, my only hope is that people don't use this as an opportunity to be like, oh,
send
more
stuff.
things, do the thing. It's like, just just enjoy this one. And then
don't
leave
beat
it
into a pulp.
Say the meme, Lance. Say the meme.
Right, exactly. So that's my only hope for that is like, very nice. Please don't abuse this.
So I'm sure you've gotten this question a million times in your chat, Datto. Is season 13 tight, or that's what it is, right? Is it season 13?
Season 13, yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot better than season 12. I'll put it
That's
that
good.
way.
Oh,
I think this has gotten a lot more appreciation from the community compared to, definitely season 12, definitely season 11, definitely season 10, probably since season 9 last year, which was, when we look at all of the seasons in the past year and a half, 2 years, was considered pretty good. So it's looking pretty good right now. Obviously, I don't think it's going to last. It's not going to last 3 months, but right now, for what it is, I think people are having a pretty good time with it. So,
is that how long normally seasons last? Is like 3 months?
About 3 months, yeah.
So the last season you were on the podcast was season 11, then around ish.
If we were 6 months ago, yeah.
Okay. So it's a lot better than then. So at least like it's getting better, or moving in the right direction, I guess.
Yeah.
I know there's still some big things like sunsetting and all that, those kind of issues, which I don't really know. Because then when people go like, Rob, what do you want Destiny to be? And then that's where that's a great question. I have no idea what I want it to be. Like what?
A lot of people don't.
And like I can admit that because people go like, I hate Destiny. Destiny's stupid. And then it's like, well, what do you want to see in it? And they go, I don't really know. And that's kind of the point I'm at.
But
like,
not this. And it's like, just all right. Well, I respect it, but also,
yeah. Have you tried Final Fantasy at all, Blue or Datto?
A lot. Actually.
I did a sponsored thing like a super long time ago as part of like a Twitch bounty kind of deal. Too. And I just did like the first few levels. People have been hounding me for Final Fantasy XIV, and to the point where I'm literally about to make a video on my channel talking about like why I haven't started playing like WoW again or Final Fantasy XIV.
Okay, but like, did you know that you could play for free through Heaven's Sword up to level 60 right now?
I already own everything. It doesn't matter.
it's he already has it, Blue.
I already own it.
No chocobo feathers for you. All right.
In short, part of the reason I haven't hopped in is because I've been working on other projects. Danielle and I are going to be opening up a second channel pretty soon, so we've been working on videos for that.
The GG Over Easy exclusive announcement.
On YouTube, I guess. Yeah, I've been telling people in Twitch.
See, you only get that here, ladies and gentlemen. You only get that here on GG Easy.
Hopefully launching in a few days. Wow, it's the 11th already. Wow, we wanted to launch on the 14th. Holy cow, I have so much work to do.
I feel that, bro.
I thought it was it's only like the 6th today, right? Okay.
No.
Yeah, so I've been working on that. Been working on, obviously new season came out and Beyond Light took up a lot of my time. January, I was just in a massive rut with just YouTube and everything.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like January is the hardest point of like, I think content.
Yeah. It can be tough. I mean, it doesn't help that like your earnings get cut literally in half on YouTube. So that's not fun. But yeah, I was just like, I was not feeling it in January at all. But things are a little bit better now. And if I could just go back to no life status where I was just gaming on an MMO all day, I would. Absolutely. Right, exactly. You wake up, go to the computer, you log on, you're on for 8 hours straight.
You game, and you don't stop gaming.
You're just gaming. If I was in a better situation to do that, I probably would have already started.
But now you have a life.
That is part of it.
You have a lot of responsibilities.
I do have a lot of responsibilities now. But it's also I need to play MMOs like super hardcore. I need to. It's so hard for me not to do that.
Yeah.
It's so hard for me to be a casual in an MMO just because of my history and the way that I want to play it. Because I'll see someone walking around like, oh, you got like +10 gauntlets of fervor or whatever. Like, I can get that shit, no problem. Yeah.
I gotta get that.
Because like I think I'm an outstanding MMO player. Like I'm way better at MMOs than I am at any other game that I've ever played. So I know that I'm good enough to do that super high level stuff, and not being able to angers me. So I'd rather just not participate at all than only like half participate or see people walking around with the good stuff. And I was like, man, I just don't have the
I'll
time
get
for
there
this.
like in 2 months.
That's
Kind
like
of.
really
Right, yeah.
responsible and healthy, and that's exactly why I want to break you.
I hate, like, dude, every part of me wants to be like, just no life it for like 2 months. Who cares?
Yeah.
But I just.
Is it that kind of a game where you can really no life that and have things to play all the time, Blue? Like, is there that much content in Final Fantasy?
I think depending on who you are, like if you are the type of person who can like go like who maybe not quite like Datto, but like someone who is like I find enjoyment in everything, even the small things, then absolutely there's something for you to do every single day. If you're like someone like me who only plays it for the combat and like the raids, then probably not. Like it's definitely more seasonal. But because I am coming into this game so late, there's so much backlog of things for me to just log on and do every day. So once I'm caught up, it's definitely going to be like, oh, new content, new raids. I've got like a month of content, month or two of content, and then I could probably wean it off for a couple months.
Yeah.
I want to play it. It's just like Datto said, with those kind of games, I feel like I have to put an ungodly amount of hours into it to feel like I'm making any sort of kind of progress in my eyes, I guess.
Yeah. It's kind of the reason why I don't get into a lot of these massive single player games like Red Dead 2, never played it. Witcher, I was done after like 6 hours. Fallout 4, didn't touch it. Cyberpunk,
God of War?
Didn't touch it. I did play God of War, but God of War was a 20-hour excursion, right? It's not this massive living world, open world, this, that,
It has constant
19,000 side
updates.
quests. Like, I know I'm never going to be able to play that game or those kinds of games to their full potential. And so I just kind of don't do that. Whereas something with like
that.
Demon Souls, you know, Demon Souls is like, okay, I know I'm going to be done in like 20 hours.
Yeah, you got to
laser focused. You know? Yeah. So that's also, you know, part of it is just like,
we're just different gamers now, though. Like, I'm just not the same kind of person where like I could sit down and play Skyrim like I could in high school for 10 hours when I'm just like kind of just on a massive kind of world. I game for 6 hours. I'm like, okay, I gotta
take a break. Like I can't do this.
I need a break.
I'm definitely in the same boat. Like despite being a hardcore grinder, like I could not sit down for 8 hours straight just beating the shit out of something. Like I gotta take like 15, 20, 30. Like I'm taking like an hour lunch break, y'all. Like I'll be back.
Yeah,
see,
go poop, Blue.
I absolutely could still do it.
Oh
like,
my god!
If I was,
for sure.
If I was still like 2017 Datto, I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm by myself.
Northridge.
I got nothing going on in my life whatsoever.
You're only the only
money.
embrace you get is your right hand.
Yeah,
like that's
like bet money. I'm logging on Final Fantasy 14 and just no life. Bet.
You think you would still like be making Destiny content then? Like if you still get like that?
That's part of the struggle as well. Is in my eyes, it is very tough to start doing variety content until I feel like I am done with all of my Destiny-based responsibilities on YouTube, on Twitch, whatever. If I still have like videos that I need to do, I want to make sure I do them first before I like go do other things, because otherwise in my mind I just go F off and do other things, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just not going to do it anymore, you know?
Yeah, is making the script Datto the most time consuming part of your videos, or would you say like, I don't know, getting the statistics and all that takes the longest?
It really depends on the video that I'm doing. If it's just purely like a fact driven, like here's the information,
Yeah.
here you go, takes no time at all. But
Mhm.
I do some
You kind
fact
of just speak from
checking.
the heart there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I do some fact checking. You know, I might send the script to a couple of people who are playing with me and just be like, hey, did I miss anything? And just stuff like that, just to make sure that I have everything accurate. Um, Other things that I'm a bit more confident in, I just put out like my first impressions of the season. I was very confident in those. So that just took a while just to make sure I hit everything that I wanted to hit. But then other videos, the script takes, you know, hours, days to really lock down.
Years.
And a lot of the time I have this great work habit where I will write a script. I will be happy with it. Hey, bud.
He's naked.
Dog.
He's super naked. I'll be somewhat happy with it. I'll record it, and then I'll be like, I'll come back to it the next day and then rewrite more than half of it,
Really?
and then write it over again. And most of the time, it's still it ends up being better than the first version, but it's
Mhm.
still not really an efficient way to work. Like writing an entire thing and then scrapping all of it and rewriting it all, most of the time, not really that efficient.
Yeah,
So
not as optimal as you would think Datto would
yeah,
be in a
but
video.
it does usually result in a better product.
Mhm.
So that is, you know, something
Did you
I'm
ever just
really happy with.
freeball a video? Just kind of like maybe early Datto does Destiny? Just
Uh,
no script at all. I went freeball on this one. Maybe on the Zero
very,
videos.
very, very rarely.
Really?
If I do just kind of like free ball it, it's usually an intro to a video where I just needed to record something real quick, or like a sponsor, like, hey, Astro, shout out, whatever,
Yeah.
at the start of a video. But otherwise, the scripts started when I was doing Call of Duty content, because
Everybody starts as COD.
everyone
YouTubers.
started COD, yeah. But they started there because I would often have to re-record videos because I didn't like doing cuts. I would have to re-record videos because like, oh, I forgot to say this thing, or like, oh, I messed this kind of thing up. So instead of just trying to free ball it, I would at
Yeah.
least write down some bullet points that I wanted to hit, and then that eventually just turned into scripts, so it sounded like I knew what I was talking about. At the very least, you know, even if you didn't believe in what I had to say, at least I was saying it properly, without stumbling or anything. So yeah, most of my work is with a script. Even sometimes where I'm like just talking to the camera, just like this, I'll write a
Mhm.
script.
That's crazy. So we gotta mention him. You are now. So we talked about responsibilities a little bit. And you have a new responsibility. The little fellow behind you,
Look at
audio
it.
listeners. Datto is currently petting his. I would say new Doge. They adopted him, I believe. Datto can give you the whole backstory on him, but his name is Brim, correct?
Brimstone, aka Brim, aka Detective John Brimble, aka Brim.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Mackenzie.
he's got to have at least 8 nicknames. Like with Max, he's got like 9.
Yeah, I was particularly proud of Detective John Brimble. I thought that was a really good one. Yeah, we got him a couple
He's a
months
good
ago
Doge.
now. In the house, 95% of the time, totally
Great
chill.
Doge.
Most of the time, he's just doing this.
That's what I was gonna
Just
say.
chilling
Like whenever
in
I
the
see him in
chair.
your stream or anything, or Danielle's posting about him, he's always like chill, laid back, and I was like, they
He
knocked it out of the park with him.
he loves to snooze. He loves to chill on the couch. 85% of the time, he's doing this. He's being a little sad boy. Stop being a sad boy. He's just big chilling. Other 5%, you know, he's got a little bit of energy to him. We play with him. The moment we go out the front door, I don't think
All
he
bets
knows who
off?
we are anymore. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He just I had an experience recently where he was you know, we adopted him, and in his previous life he was chained up a lot, and so he has like a lot of anxiety, or I guess, around other dogs, because he never, I guess, got to learn how to socialize really.
That's important for dogs too, because when they get older, it almost comes off as like aggressive or just very odd that they don't know how to interact with a dog.
Yeah.
Like my parents' 2 dogs, they don't know how to interact with other dogs, and it's because of my dad.
Yeah. I mean, Brim, if Brim even sees another animal just barking, howling, just it's like anxiety, or it's just stress, or it's aggression. I'm not sure what it is. But it is tough to train it. Danielle tried to train him before we started it. He would sit on the couch with us, watch TV, no problem whatsoever, nothing. And we had the trainer come by and was like, yeah, he struggles around other dogs. Like he'll just start freaking out. He'll start chewing on his leash because he used to chew on the chains that held him.
So sad.
Because that's just kind of his instinct, right? He's chewed through like 2 or 3 leashes already.
Oh no, like leather ones, I'm assuming, or string,
all kinds of various materials. You name it, we've probably tried it. So she was trying to train Brim to like be a little more calm around dogs, and you got to do that, repetition. So the very first day, she has just a picture of a dog. She like freezed the video, paused the video on YouTube. I think it was actually Cesar Milan, dog whisperer.
Oh, okay.
She was watching that. She paused it on the picture of a dog. He starts freaking out. And
at the TV, just at the picture of the dog.
At the picture of the dog.
Okay. He's a smart dog. Like if he can kind of, because my dogs, you put the TV on in front of them and put a dog on, they don't know that like there's a dog on there. He
knows.
That's cool.
And so she tries to train a little bit, get his attention. It's not really working, but it's the first day, right?
Yeah.
Since then, and it's gotten a little bit better, but since then, he now will freak out at the TV even when there's no dog, because he thinks that there could be a dog.
Oh no!
At any moment, at any moment, a dog's like, "What's up?" Like,
and sometimes it'll just be like people, and he'll go up and start freaking out, or just like some weird shape that he'll start freaking out. So we're discussing what our plan's going to be for him to get him to socialize, but we've had to walk him at like midnight, 1 a.m.
That's what I was just about to ask. Like, do you walk him normal hours, or is it like?
No, we can't. Like he'll freak out. One of our
and that's a big dog, bro. Like if you got a leash on that, like
we used to do double leashes, just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember one of the first times we tried to walk him during the daytime. We're just walking. He likes to pull, not as much anymore, but he likes to pull on the leash because he's just like new smells, new everything.
Any dog I've ever had is always really hard on the leash. I don't think I've ever had a dog that's like,
just chilling.
Yeah, never.
We walk past a house. They open their door. Their dog, no leash, no collar, just comes blitzing out the door.
I hate those owners. Just put a leash on, dude.
And their dog is like coming up to ours and their dog was like friendly. It wasn't like trying to attack him or anything. But he starts freaking out. He gets all anxious.
I don't know what to do.
And it was just like, dude, we can't do this. And then even recently, 1:30 in the morning, I'm trying to walk this dog. If I had just made a left, I went to the right. We got out of our house.
You came to a fork.
1:30 in the morning, car drives into the driveway. Full family comes out. What else comes out? Dog.
Really?
Barking at 1:30 in the morning.
What are the odds?
Brim. We had walked past. Brim only turned around because he heard the barking.
Oh my God.
Turns around, immediately starts chewing on his leash. So I'm trying to get it out of his mouth, trying to rip it out of his mouth. And like 15 seconds later, I get it. And I was like, oh, that was kind of easy, that last maneuver. And I look at it, it's just completely torn in half.
Oh.
And so I have to grab him by the collar and just hold him, call Danielle, say, get the car, come get us.
Oh my.
Because this
How
dog,
far are you from the house?
Like, not that far at all. Like maybe 300 feet.
Yeah.
But trying to like grab him by the collar.
Yeah,
and
getting a dog that's freaking not a small dog, like that's a muscular dog.
That's a dog
who is freaking out.
His instinct is to bite on his leash. So if I'm doing this, I'm the leash, and he's probably not going to bite me. Like he's he's you know,
Yeah.
we've been in this situation before where like he would gesture over and like see it was someone's arm and he would stop, but it's still like, what if, you know, you don't know. So yeah,
How
he's
was the
got some.
process of getting of like finding him and like getting him? How'd that all go?
That is a great question for Danielle.
Oh,
'Cause
okay. She
I
was the
did.
one that handled all that.
She was the one that wanted the dog. I was like, if you want the dog, you got to take care of
You gotta
everything
pee.
with this dog. You got
Yeah.
to do all the research. You got to make all the calls, do all the emails. So she did a lot of research, found some people fostering the dog. We went to go down to visit. She was like, I'm in. And I was like, okay, we'll do it. And so a couple days later, they drove him up and it's been here
Oh,
since.
so did you not meet him till they dropped him off at your place, or did you
No, no,
have
no.
like a meeting with him? And
Yeah, we drove down to them. They were like about an hour away, just to kind of hang out and kind of get a vibe for the dog and talk with the people fostering
yeah,
the dog. So, you know, met, and then Danielle was like, "Yep, this I want this," and I was like, "Okay." So
that's really cool.
That's
And
what's up.
it's really awesome that you saved the dog, especially a breed that I think is really, really kind of people don't really know about them and assume a lot about them,
They
especially that
do
breed.
assume the worst, yeah. And I mean, Danielle is just like in love with like Blue Pit Bull. We think he's about 5 years old.
Yeah, that's
just
what I was about
based
to
on
ask. Like,
history.
you don't have any kind of history on him other than like his other owners were pieces of shit.
Sorta, yeah. Like the foster parents had him for I think a few months, close to a year, and then before that, he was around for like 3.5 years, something
Did he
like
have a
that. So
name there?
he did have a name there. I don't want to say it just in case people are like, "Oh, go look it up."
Yeah.
But yeah, we renamed him mainly because it sounded very, very upper class white teenager boy name, and I was like, we're not doing that.
Kenneth.
I'm not.
That's funny.
My
How'd you
dog's
come
not
up with
going to
Brim?
prep school. That was all Danielle. It's not specifically a Valorant based thing. I know there's a character named Brimstone in Valorant. It wasn't specifically that. I think she said she has a book with a character named Brimstone that she really enjoys. He looks Brimstone-esque and he farts a lot.
Yeah. He also has like a lot more hoodies than even I have. I feel like
She found
he has,
so many of these little. Hey, let me go grab it. Hang on.
yeah, he like I've seen him in like in an off-white. I've seen him in all kinds of. He's so cute, man. Like it's and then like when I don't see him in a hoodie, it's weird. It's like he's naked. Like that's kind of weird, which is funny because I think he's the only dog that I've ever seen in clothes that it works.
Yeah, dude, you're telling me like when he had no collar and no like one of these on.
Yeah.
I was like, Brim, you're literally naked as shit.
Like, dude, get
What's
a towel.
going on?
Like,
Yeah, so this is like a little fake off-white like hoodie
that's
thing.
cute. Yeah. Treats.
that Danielle got
That's
him
funny.
as like a way to like get me to start bonding
Yeah.
stuff. And I don't know, he doesn't seem to mind it at all. Like he doesn't mind the clothes, he doesn't tug at it, he doesn't try and rip it off or anything. So
your camera did the thing again.
Yeah,
When Brim if he ever does like get cool with animals and stuff, you guys gonna get him a brother, sister, or anything like that? Or right now it's just Brim and I'm only focusing on Brim?
yeah, I'm pretty exclusively focused on him. I fixed the camera. Now I'm choppy. I don't know what's
I mean, I'm choppy too. It's just Discord.
If I personally I'm good with the one.
Yeah.
I'm good with one dog.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Danielle really wants to get another at the same time. So
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna be him for now.
Cool. Yeah.
But
it seems like he
just
needs
give
that
it
kind
one.
of focus too, especially like it seems like he needs to kind of learn how to interact with dogs in that sort of a sense. And that's hard to just kind of be like, here's a dog, Brim, and then like, you know, it's really hard to kind of break that mold that he's had for so long now.
Yeah. No, it's tough. We're considering, you know, a couple of things, maybe putting them up for a week or two at you know, a place to kind of like socialize the dogs a little bit more, like a ranch or
a hotel or something like
Yeah,
that. I know what those are
something
called.
like that, where they can actually train him and he can be around other dogs for extended
Mhm.
periods of time, as opposed to just 5 minutes outside barking up a storm and freaking
Yeah.
out. So
Maybe he can find like the best friend dog that like brings it to him, and it's like a Chihuahua or something. You know, it could be like a Boomy
It's
dog
Boomy.
that shows him the way.
what a story that'd be. It's just like, yep,
A Brim and Boomy, just like
They just
Boomy
bond.
shows him the way. Because it's really cute. He's a little tiny. I mean, I bet Boomy's probably the size of Brim's head. Probably.
Oh,
and then like
probably.
Max
Big
is
head.
probably the size of Boomy's head, or a Brim's head.
yeah, big head.
It's a big dog.
Because I think Max weighs 11 pounds.
Look at him. He's just a little Jello piece. You pick his head up, you grab him, you got a big head. He goes right back to sleep.
It's so
Yeah,
like he seems like such a sweet and like cute dog. And then
Yeah, he doesn't like freak out around people, which is awesome. You know, you can just kind of come in.
See, that's really interesting. You
smell
would think
ya.
it would be people as well that would also kind of freak him out and stuff.
No,
And he seems to do really great with
you can
that.
just kind of come in. He'll give you a smell. He's not going to jump on you or anything, and that's it.
Yeah. Whenever Max passes away, because he's really old, we're gonna get like a really nice Maine Coon cat, and then we're also gonna rescue.
Oh,
a cat.
dude, Maine Coons are the best. Holy
Yeah.
crap!
We're gonna get a Maine Coon, and then we're also gonna like rescue a cat, and like rescue a cat that like really needs it, and then I'm gonna name him like Rusty or something like that. Something where like I want the Maine Coon cat to have like a really bougie name, like didn't know any kind of struggle and stuff, and then I want Rusty, who has
Yeah.
like one eye, like
He's
3
seen some
legs,
shit.
like just kind of like to show the Maine Coon, like you see what your life could have been.
Yeah.
Like, look at Rusty over there in the corner, like. And I don't know why I want that. I like when I rescue a cat, I really want to rescue a cat that like really, really, really needs it. And like
Yeah.
somebody like whenever I see like those like I can't go into a pound. Like if I go into a pound, I'm leaving with an animal. Like
Yeah.
I have to. It breaks my heart going into those places and seeing all those little animals. Is Boomy a rescue, Blue?
No, Boomy's not a rescue. My what you call it? My cousin's girlfriend had seen that my family just had all these chihuahuas,
Mhm.
and her grandma just has a bunch of chihuahuas, and she never neutered the mother chihuahua, who had a litter before, like a couple years ago, and I was just like, she was like, yeah, they have blue litters, and I was like, yo,
Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
I don't know about you, but I'm always feeling like I'm looking at my screen now more than ever. And whether you're an avid news watcher or in serious need of a distraction, unplugging yourself is easier said than done. One of my favorite ways to rest my eyes and still get the content I've been itching for is by putting my Raycon wireless earbuds and listening to something great. Whether you're trying to catch up your favorite news podcast, binging an audiobook, or powering through your workout with a pumped-up playlist, a pair of Raycons in your ears can make all the difference. I think the pricing of the Raycons makes it unbeatable. With battery life for 6 hours of playtime, you can unplug for a while. Raycon's offering 15% off all their products for our listeners, and here's what you got to do to get into it. Go to buyraycon.com/GG. That's it. You'll get 15% off your entire Raycon order. So feel free to grab a pair and a spare. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/GG. buyraycon.com/GG. Thank you, Raycon, for sponsoring this podcast.
that dog ever has a blue litter, let me know immediately, and I will take that chihuahua. So, like 3 years later, legit 3 years later, she's like, "Oh, my grandma's gonna have that dog have one more litter because it's gonna be her last litter. Like she's old." And I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" So it was a really small litter, and I legit go for a 3-hour drive to see this dog, and I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna get it. Like in my head, I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna get Boomy.
Yeah, you're
I don't
like,
even. Maybe not. You
trying to talk
know,
to
like
yourself
I'm trying
out
to talk
of it.
myself out of it. But then I see this dog, and I was like, yeah, okay. How much money? Okay, yeah, here you go. I'll see you later.
Yep,
Thanks so
I'll
much.
take it.
So my cousin was the first person to see Boomy, and that's a 3-year long in the oven dog.
I'm
Is,
surprised that she remembered you after that long, or did you just like keep tabs on it or something?
No, I mean we saw each other all the time, so it's not like.
Oh, okay.
It was just like a passing thought. They're like, "You guys really like Chihuahuas?" And I was like, "Yep, Chihuahuas are tight." Stereotypical Mexican.
Is this your first dog, Datto?
Yes. Second pet. The first pet I had was a cat that never loved anything in its life. We had this cat from 6 months until it died like 16 years later or something like that. It never showed affection.
It wasn't your mom's cat or your dad's cat?
My sister really wanted a cat, which means my parents got a cat. And this cat never like snuggled up on you, never like
interesting,
sat in your lap,
just do like the biscuit thing on you.
Never did any of that at all. When I came home from college the first time, she hissed at me and scratched my foot. My first experience with this cat was the cat scratching my Sonic Adventure 2 Dreamcast disc, and I had to go buy a new one. It was my first experience with the cat, and it was I would say downhill, but it was basically that level of low for its entire life.
Yeah, like it would never peaked or got lower than that.
Yeah, no, it never got better. It was basically down here or worse all the time.
It's weird, man, because like cats can be like that. I'll never forget when my sister and mom had a cat, and its name was Minnie. And like, I love cats. I've always been a cat guy. This thing made me hate cats, like from like freshman year of high school to senior year. Like this thing would terrorize me. Like I would have to walk up with a little golf club like thing, and I would literally like just like kind of hold like the stick out and just be like, "Stay away from me," as I would go up the stairs. It would be weird because I would go up the stairs and the cat would watch me, like just like wait until until I couldn't make eye contact with it anymore. So like as soon as we broke eye contact, the cat would bolt for me, chase me upstairs, and then would start swinging at me and everything. So like I would have to like watch the cat as I went up the stairs like this, like, all right, I see you. And then like as soon as I was going away like that, I would run to my room. So like I understand why some people don't have the greatest experience with cats, because I have been there where I would literally have to hold a golf club like it is a fucking lion attacking me. Because when a cat attacks, dude, that is scary shit. Like, if a cat is coming at you, that thing is coming for blood.
They're so agile, too. Like, they will come at every part of you.
Oh.
Yeah. It's that cat is part of the reason why I had, like, no emotion when Danielle's like, look at the, like, she would show me pictures and video and like, look at the face, look at this, don't you want to cuddle and like all that kind of shit. And I'm just like, no, because my only pet experience is the spawn of Satan, and it wasn't fun at all. I got nothing out of it. I got absolutely nothing out of it. I have no idea what the cat. It was like a brown cat. No idea what the cat was. It's just a cat.
That's what I like about cats.
Picture
like,
a cat.
That's it. You got it.
I have a golden retriever. I have this. It's like, what kind of cat do you have? I have cat. Like
cat brand cat.
Yeah, I have
the cat.
Like they go, what kind of cat is Max? I go, orange. Like he's an orange cat. I don't know.
I have to say, I remember Datto's. I saw a duality of man when it comes to animals when I met Datto for the first time, because I met Datto with Arios, and we went to like, where'd we go? We went to like some barbecue joint downtown, and I was like,
Stackhouse, stack, smoke, something like that.
Something like that.
Go to restaurants.
I forgot.
Yeah, in the before time.
The pre-COVID era. And I remember I had to bring my dog because at this point he's still like a 1-month-old dog, and I can't just leave him in a crate for like 3 hours.
Right, yeah.
Alone. So no one could watch him, and I was like, all right, I'll just bring him in his little crate to the restaurant. And duality of man, Arios is like, puppy! And he's freaking out. And then I just watched Datto just like, hey,
dog.
I was like, yeah, because I didn't have that good pet experience. Like even growing up, a couple of my friends had pets, but it was like nothing remarkable, right?
Yeah, like the dog, like a cat wouldn't run up to you and like jump in you or anything like that.
Right? Yeah, like no animal had ever shown me affection whatsoever. So I was just like, okay, it's an animal. They're right there. Okay,
cool.
And
dog,
so
bro.
I never developed, those kinds of like the relationship and the bonding with any sort of an animal whatsoever. So that's why I was just not stoked whatsoever when Danielle would show me pictures or video or whatever. It's like, I gotta have the dog here. You gotta let me get used to it first.
Yeah.
And then let that kind of grow. Because if you just keep showing me pictures, I'm just like, it's a picture of a dog. I get it. Cute dog, picture of a dog, but that's it. So.
Yeah. But Brim is more than a dog. He's family now.
He's fam.
Yeah.
And like that's the one thing like I haven't experienced with a pet yet. Like I've never really lost an animal, so like that is going to be like the weirdest and hardest thing ever.
Hit me up because I will be in your corner when that happens. My God, I did not know you've never lost an animal.
No, never. Like I mean, well, so basically the 2 dogs that my parents have now, Bernie, he's 16, bro. He's like on his last legs. Like, it's a matter of time with him. I mean, he's almost really kind of past due. He kind of just sleeps, and bless my parents' heart, dude. He'll like pee on the floor, and they'll pick him up and take him outside, and he'll go pee out there. But he's kind of on his last legs. And then the other dog they have, Louie, he just got diagnosed with cancer. So he had like a cancer on like his like anal gland. So they just had him like have surgery and all that kind of stuff. But they've taken him to like 2 doctors, and each of them had told him like he has like maybe like 6 months to a year to live. So this is probably going to be like my first year of really truly losing pets. So it's going to be probably so hard because those dogs have been part of my life for so long. But I mean, it's going to be a little easier because I'm not in the house anymore. I don't see him every day.
I feel like also when like a pet's that old, like you kind of know it's coming, as opposed to something that's much more sudden. And that I feel like is such a killer with pets and all that kind of stuff. But when it's like, the cat's like 19 years old.
Yeah. And that's what it is with Max. It's like he's 18, and then they want to put Max on like this kidney food and all this kind of shit that he just hates. And it's like, what is that going to do for him? Like, so we just give him the best kind of food. And whenever Max kicks the can, he kicks the can. But that is going to be the hardest day of my life when Max.
I cannot say I felt a lick of sympathy for when my parents' cat passed away. I was like, at least you don't have to worry about your feet getting scratched up anymore.
I mean, when Minnie, that was the name of the cat that would chase me up the stairs, and I would literally have to have like a fucking chair to fight the lion off. When my sister, I forgot, because cats have this thing when they get really, really, when it's almost like they're a lost cause, and you kind of just have to give them to the pound or something like that. She ended up having to, I think, ended up giving her to the pound or something, because she was just uncontrollable. So like I felt bad in that regard, but that cat was just unsavable, and just it's just so mean, and just had so much trauma behind it. I think, I don't know, it was just
sometimes you're just not the right owner for what is essentially a hyper specific need cat.
And that's what it was. Like that cat needed just one old lady or something. I don't know what that cat needed.
That cat needed
I don't
therapy.
know what your cat needed. Like, I mean, if it's going and breaking discs, like I feel like it just like looked at your disc, Datto, and was like looking at you and just took one nail out and just went.
It might as well have just done that. I don't even know how. Like it had to have been deliberate, because like you don't just walk on a disc and it scratches, right?
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like a cat.
That cat knew it was important to you.
Yeah, like it knew it was gonna be a little shit, and I don't know. But.
Do your parents have any pets nowadays, or no?
No, they've never been huge pet people. I think if my sister wasn't as adamant as she was when she was younger about getting a cat, we probably would just not.
Is your sister older or younger?
She's younger than me, a couple of years. But yeah, no. If she didn't if she wasn't super like, I want to get a cat, like we never would have gotten. Honestly, our lives probably would have been better without this cat. Not gonna lie, like less responsibility. It just did nothing. It did no affection.
Dude, there are cats like that. There are truly it's like a Targaryen, dude. You flip a coin, and one side it's mad, and the other side it's cool.
Yeah. No, I just never developed that bond with a pet.
You been watching any television, Datto? Any good television lately?
WandaVision.
WandaVision is so sick.
It's really fun. I only started watching it because people online were hyping it up so much, and I was like, okay. And first couple episodes, I was like,
I don't know what I'm watching.
okay. And then I think it was like towards the third and the fourth, and that's where it's like, oh, okay.
It starts to like kind of pick up.
Here's what's up. And yeah, it's definitely picked up.
Would
Is
you
there a
believe
new
me if I
episode tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
would
dude.
Would you believe me if I told you that WandaVision's more popular, like in terms of people who watch it, than The Mandalorian?
Really?
Yeah. And it's not according to Christian, it's not even close.
It's it's Marvel versus Star Wars, and that's a tough battle.
I mean, Marvel has just like upped their game. Like they've literally made the biggest movie franchise
it's so
in
funny,
history.
man.
So it's like
when I was a kid, Marvel was like the nerdy superheroes. Like if you like the Marvel superheroes, it was like, come on, man, it's all about Batman and Superman and all that. And now it's totally different. Like it's all except the Zack Snyder cut on Justice League. I don't know if you guys saw like the little kind of hype trailer. I think it's coming out on the 14th. It looks pretty dope.
Yeah, and I'll give it a watch. I'll give it a watch for sure. But
they say it's like 4 hours or something like that.
Well, I guess we'll find out, but
like, or it's something extremely too long for a movie.
Yeah. No, I mean, WandaVision's been pretty good. Otherwise, I haven't really been watching a whole lot of TV. I've kind of weaned myself off of TV. We've been watching more How It's Made than anything else recently.
How It's Made.
I saw you tweet about How It's Made.
Yeah, dude, How It's Made is one of the greatest TV shows of all
really
time.
Is.
I have one of those kind of shows. What's your favorite like of How to Make when you were like, I need to see how this is made because I never thought about how this is made.
Oh, I honestly I don't go out to look for one thing. I literally just turn it on and I just let the playlist roll. That's it.
You just let it go.
I just just give me everything.
See, I'm like that with Antique Roadshows. Like Antique Roadshows is one of my favorite fucking shows. They're like, I have this gaming chair from my grandmother gave it to me at the old Hootenanny. And they're like, ma'am, I don't know if you know what you have here. This is a Chippendale 1745. Have you gotten appraised for it at all? And they're like, like 2 months ago, somebody told me it was a hay penny. And then they're like, ma'am, this is an $85,000 chair. And she's like, oh, wow, I'm never selling it, though. I'll give it to my grandson. Like that shit, I love that stuff when old people have this old shit and they show it and they're like, it's $80,000. And they're like, oh my God. Like, I'm all about that.
It's
stuff.
also just like experts being able to tell you about their expertise.
Yeah.
Like I'm a specialist in this one hyper specific thing.
And it's like,
and I'm about to drop knowledge on your ass.
It'll be like a little knit thing from like something you put on the table and like, ma'am, this knit thing, like I'm an expert in 1700 woven knit baskets.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, how do you get an expert in that, man?
Dude, it's insane, man.
Do you guys think you have any antiques that like are worth a little bit of money?
Nope.
I always look around my house for shit like that.
Not a chance. My parents were super into antique like stores and shop. I remember being dragged to I don't know how many antique stores. This is when I was 12, when I have no attention span. I just want to play Pokemon on Game Boy. Just being dragged to all these antique stores.
And the last thing you want to see is like this oil lamp. Datto is really nice.
When are we going home? I want to play video games.
I want to play Pokemon.
So, but you know, now you have a much greater appreciation for it. I'm still not going to go to an antique store, but I can appreciate someone learning.
I don't think I could ever go antique shopping or like antique thrifting. I just think it
doesn't appeal to me.
It doesn't either. Like, because half the time you buy something, it's just fucking junk. You know what I mean?
I'm just so much more about like modern, like design and like even with like the house.
Aesthetics and that kind of stuff.
Danielle like loves to look at houses that we'll never be able to afford. And she'll show me some houses every once in a while and I'll just like,
why?
I just want a more modern. She really likes character in her house. And
so does like, Sydney. Sydney loves brick. Like
I just give me like a square. Give me just like a giant.
Give me a nice white clean square.
I'm like a white square on and then a white square on top of that with a big window. Like
some very cube shelves. That would be nice.
That's all I want is just modern. Just give me a giant cube to live in. All the walls are just like completely white, but like you can press a button and it'll turn around and like a TV will be there or something like that. That I'm all about modern, but Danielle is all about like this house has character.
Yeah, Sydney's
and
like,
all that
oh my
kind of
God.
stuff.
look at this 50s house that was built in the 50s and the brick
Look how
going
much
up the side.
character it has.
I'm like, does that
Yeah,
house have a LAN cable? Like,
This
am
house
I able?
will come down in 50 seconds as soon as something happens to it.
Like, I need an Ethernet port in my office. Like, if that is like something where if I go, does it have an Ethernet port? And they go, what's that? Like, I'm out. I'm out.
No thanks. Yeah. No, I'm totally with you. I need modern infrastructure. I don't want a house. It was built in the 1920s. Great.
Keep
I
it
wasn't
there.
born in the 1920s. We have electricity now. I know they had electricity. I was being hyperbolic, but
they didn't have color though. So
yeah,
in the 1920s,
I just
it was black and white
I'm
then.
I'm all about modern.
Yeah. Whenever
Also
I do
watching, oh, sorry, you go.
ahead. Whenever I do my online, what Danielle does, I'll look at houses on Zillow. I'll be like, like 750,000 sounds like something I could do, right? And I was like I'm sure, like in 2 years, I'll have something that I can do that.
It's depressing looking at houses that cost the same as my house in other areas of the United States or even other countries. She's looked at houses in other countries too.
Really?
And I'm just like,
what's Seattle's like? Seattle's pretty expensive.
It's expensive. Like I live in a tool shed comparatively to someone like if I spent the same amount of money on a house in like the Midwest or something.
Let's say Iowa.
Oh my God. People were showing me like mansions in Pittsburgh that I could get for like less than what I paid. And I'm just like, why do I want to live on the coast?
Yeah, you in cities, just assume that like a normal little starter home in like Texas is the equivalent of like $1 million house in Seattle. It's like and like in like what you probably spend on your house is like legit like a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 200-acre fucking mansion.
Yeah. It's insane.
Comes with a dog wash station, a 4-car garage, a little office that's separated from the rest of the house. Like that's what you're signing up for.
It's depressing. I wish I didn't care about living on the coast so much. I don't even like the water. It makes no sense. I don't do any boating related activities.
You just like the coast. Everybody's on the coast.
I'm just like I just have to be on the coast. It makes no sense. I totally understand. There's no rationale, and yet here we are.
I have cousins that live in Oklahoma, and my cousin Brandon had just like bought a house, and like I was like, Brandon, what do you do? He's like, oh, like I just work at like the post office, and like I was like, oh, word, and then like I like go to his house, bro, and it was a nice crib, like it was like what my parents have here in Colorado. I was like, it was a nice house, and I was like, how much did you pay for this, Brandon? He was like 145,000. It was like for like a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. Like, I was like, oh my God. Granted, it's in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, which, if you're in Oklahoma, like no disrespect to Oklahoma.
Down payment that I saved for years.
Yeah, like, it's crazy. Just like the kind of shit you see. Like, on Zillow, that's what I'll do that. I'll be like, let me see what I could do for 500,000 in South Dakota.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though, like, I'm nowhere even near that kind of step. It's just fun to do.
No, she's looked at Chicago, closer to Seattle, Los Angeles. She's looking at Denver. She's looking at, I think she was looking at New York. I forget.
Denver's not. I bet Denver and Seattle are pretty similar in pricing.
They are.
Yeah, I was like, it's probably pretty similar.
Yeah, they are.
Because Colorado is not cheap.
Yeah, no, I mean, at least if you want to live very close to Denver, no.
If you want to live like in the metro
this.
area. Like if you live in like Grand Junction or something like that, like west of the mountains, that's where it gets kind of a little bit cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like maybe you've never been to the beach.
No, I've been to the beach. I've been near the water, and so I just don't go like voluntarily. I'm never like. Here's a sentence you'd never hear me say. Let's go to the beach. I'd never say that in a million years.
On a Friday.
No, I'd never say that. I don't. I'm not a big beach guy. If someone else, if like a group of people were like, let's go to the beach, I'd be like, all right, I'll
going to the
beach. Fine.
Like,
yeah, exactly. It's that's the difference. It's let's go to the beach versus I'm going to the beach.
Yeah, that's how I feel. People. Like my parents would always be like, let's go to the beach, because like we'd be in California and all that kind of stuff for vacation. And I hate the beach. I don't know if I'm weird. I'm not. Like, I hate the sand. The ocean scares the piss out of me. The ocean is the scariest thing on the face of the earth. Like that is, you step out there and you take 2 steps and all of a sudden you're in 10-foot waters. You know what I mean? Like
I
fun.
don't like seaweed touching my feet. I don't know if it's a jellyfish or a piece of seaweed, or it's like I stepped on a sharp rock, something like that.
And then it also takes 40 fucking minutes to get used to how cold the goddamn water is, because that's the Pacific Ocean, right? And that is just freezing.
Yeah. No, I'm not about it. If I'm there to like, if I go to the beach, I will do everything to avoid going in the water, because I know once I come out of the water, the sand that's going to be on me is not coming off for at least 3 days. I'll find a little pocket of sand like in my shoe 3 days later.
Are you a big beach guy, Blue? I mean, there's like beaches in Texas, right?
Yeah, Corpus Christi. It's a piece of shit. But I mean, the beach is okay. I don't like actively go out of my way to go to the beach. I'm not really a swimming type of dude. Like if there's a pool, fuck yeah, I fucking love pools. But if it's a beach, I'll be like, it's a beach, I guess.
Yeah, pools are cool. Pools don't have sharks in it.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Or like just anything in it.
Sharp rocks or like little pieces of seaweed touching your feet or jellyfish.
Yeah, that seaweed thing definitely throws me off. Where it's like, what did I just step in? What did I just step in? What did I just step in?
One time, I was in Hawaii with my family for vacation. I must have been like 8 or something like that. My dad was like snorkeling and stuff, and I'll never forget. He was like just snorkeling, and all of a sudden, I just see him take a hard turn to the ocean, or like back towards like the land, and then he starts running back, or running towards us. And I'm like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "I just saw the scariest moray eel, and it was coming after me, and I swam away." Like it was.
Miss me with that.
Nope,
miss me.
Snorkeling is cool, but like If I had to choose between beach and mountain, I guess it would easily be mountain.
I would pick mountain.
Yeah, I'd pick mountain. I'm not much of a hiker, but I would easily pick mountain over beach.
100%. What's the hiking like in Seattle? Do you hike at all?
I'm sure it's fantastic.
I'm sure it's great. That another thing I'll never hear you utter is, hey,
let's go hiking.
Let's go hiking. Yeah, you'll never hear me say that. I'll go. I'm much more willing to go on something like a hike as opposed to the beach. But it's not something we have really done. I get my exercise from playing DDR in my house with no dance pad. I just literally put it on autoplay.
Like if you go on a hike and it's like a beautiful landscape, like it's hard for you to be like, wow, this is gorgeous, or just like it's hard for me. It's really hard for me to just be like, I'm here. Like this is why I came. You know what I mean? Like this is why I walked a bunch. Because Sydney's a big hiker. She loves it.
Yeah.
So.
I think with me, I've just been around like the same kind of environment for so often that I'm just like, oh, more trees. Great. Like that's where I was in New York. That's where I am here. Yeah. And so I think if I had a different environment that I was in, I might appreciate it a little bit more. But I've been like around green for so long. Just looking at trees and trails and stuff like that. Even when I went to Japan, there were some parts where it was like, okay, trees, bamboo forest, that's different. I can appreciate that. They're tall as shit. It's awesome. Right. But like anything with like a forest, I'm like, I've seen forests. I'm good with the forest, man.
It's like a forest in Seattle is not any different than a forest in Japan to you. Like a forest is forest.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about it. But then because Sydney was like brought around like camping and hiking and all that kind of stuff her whole life. Her like entire life was all brought around that. So when we started dating, it's like I never did any of that. So maybe that's why it's a little different for me. Because I think I maybe went camping maybe once or twice when I was a kid.
I never went camping.
Never went camping?
No. I don't think my dad was really into it. And I know my mom definitely would not have been into camping at all. So yeah, no, I never did that. Kind of glad I never did because I was never interested in camping.
Yeah. You ever gonna come down for a ski trip, Datto?
Dude, I would love to. As soon as all this is over, I miss skiing. I love skiing, but I get so cold so fast. But
Where'd you ski? Did you ski in the east, like Vermont and that kind of area?
Yeah,
like
Vermont.
Okay.
Went to Okemo, somewhat often, I would say.
I've never been to Vermont, like in terms for skiing. I've actually never been to Vermont, just in general. But
yeah, it's
I
pretty
just-
good. You know,
I know the skiing is
Okemo
pretty good.
is a good mountain. A lot of trails. I used to ski a lot when I was a kid, but I haven't really done it too often since. Just because like I would want to go with people, and there's only been a
Yeah.
few times where I could actually even consider doing that.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, as soon as things start opening back up, it's a little bit safer. First trip I want to do, sort of a ski trip. Absolutely.
To the
Sick.
dispensary.
I can do that here whenever I want if I want to.
Oh yeah, Seattle.
Let's
Yeah.
go, Seattle.
Dude, that's always like really tough for me. Like, what's the state above you guys?
Canada,
Oh, okay, so what's the state below you guys?
Oregon.
See, that's where I get mixed up is Oregon and Washington. I get those mixed up. Like I always forget if Seattle is in Oregon or if it's in like the one above. And then I don't remember if Washington is the one below Oregon. That's why I asked if there was one above.
I feel like
That's where-
you're gonna remember that Washington is above Oregon for the rest of your life going
Oh,
forward.
for sure now. Now I'll never forget.
Yeah, that's
that
not
was-
a piece of information you'll ever forget.
Whenever I do like the 50 state ones, that was one of the ones I always messed up on was Oregon and Washington. I'd always get them a little flip-flop.
Problem. Yeah, some people struggle with their states, man.
Oh, I love states. That's
I
the only
never-
state I was really good with capitals. I
used to
couldn't
be so
really
good with capitals. Yeah,
I couldn't really name you. Okay, what's Little Rock?
Arkansas.
There you go. Augusta.
Oh, it's not Maine. It's not Maine. It's thinking of the golf course. I don't remember.
I believe it is Augusta, Maine.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it is Augusta, Maine. I could be
is
wrong.
it Maine? Let's see.
I think so.
Capital of Maine.
And then like Vermont.
Augusta.
is, like-
I was right.
Yeah. And then I think Montpelier.
Oh,
I don't
this
even
is
think
this
that
is
is-
this is some Midwest shit right here.
I think that's a state capital state. Let me see if I'm right before I say Montpelier. Like
Okay.
state capital Montpelier. Okay. Let's see if I'm right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It is Montpelier.
Okay. It's something in the Midwest. I know it's something in the Midwest. It's not South Dakota.
What if I told you it's not in the Midwest at all?
Really?
Yes.
I got no idea then.
It's Vermont.
Vermont,
Vermont.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Don't ask me how I actually still know that. Maybe I still am really bitching at capitals.
It was for me. It was Carmen San Diego. They had that whole song. Where in the world and and they'd have that whole little song about the capitals and all that. That's where I used to know all the capitals. Nowadays I have no idea.
Yeah, I think I'd actually do. I'm gonna do a test after this now.
Good.
Do you guys want to move on over to the GG over easy Patreon questions?
Absolutely. Let's do
Do
it.
that. You want to do a
Is there
little?
a question
I know
from
you're talking about
Oko?
chess.
Oh
You
yeah.
wanna talk
Okay.
about chess
Wait.
real quick.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. I want to talk. Well, there are questions about chess on here.
Okay.
But we could talk about it.
Are there
anyways.
questions from Oko?
Yeah, there are, Blue.
Let's go!
So Datto and I have been getting. I say getting back into chess. I was never really into chess like that. I don't
Yeah.
know why I all of a sudden had this weird interest to get back into chess. Maybe Queen's
Well,
Gambit played a little bit
There's
into
a big
it.
surge on Twitch as well with chess. You know, in the
Yeah, with,
past
like-
6 months, with all the GMs.
And then the
playing chess
algorithm
online.
must have thrown some chess into my feed somehow. Cause
I've had
I-
so much chess in my feed lately.
Yeah.
Like I watch Hikaru religiously now. Like I watch Gotham Chess, like that guy. I watch him all the time now. And
Yeah.
they're breaking down moves that I don't even know. I'm like, of course, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
Why
right,
wouldn't
naturally.
you do that? Yeah. Why wouldn't?
Oh
you do that?
yes, of course.
Yeah.
The fool's gamble, of course. Yes, a classic
Datto-
move.
Datto and I played a little bit. The first time Datto and I played, I won just because of time. Both-
Literally,
both
I was
times.
one. It's in my stream highlights. The most recent one I did. If you want to watch it, I was literally one move away my timer was at like 0.4 seconds and I wasn't paying attention to it. I just didn't drop my rook fast enough and Rob won on time.
It was so funny.
So
The
stupid.
technicality, all the doubters, and then you just whoop my ass the next two. I want to watch you and Arios play because
What's
Arios
his ranking? I'm like 850 or something.
he's probably like in the 1,000, like 1,000, I think. I
Yeah,
don't really know.
dude, those
But, like,
lessons on chess.com, I'm telling you, I
I'm
might
gonna go
sign up.
premium.
I might go premium as well for them because even the first 2 lessons that I did on just like opening moves, like here's where you should do your openers and where you should control territory. I did those lessons and I won like 3 games in a row.
Yeah, and that's why instead of just fucking doom scrolling like I do whenever I'm just like watching something with Sydney or something like that, I need to like just have my chess open and like I'm gonna do a lesson real quick instead of just fucking scrolling on Twitter for 40 fucking minutes.
100%. Yeah.
So be on the lookout for chess content coming because I definitely want to do some chess content because it's fun. And then Arios plays. Do you play at all, Blue?
No.
Or do you know how it works at all, or like do you know the moves?
I have a rough idea because after Queen's Gambit, I was like, yes, of course, yes, yes.
Let me dabble.
And then I like started looking into it, and I was like, nah, I'm good. My brain hurts.
Danielle wanted to play a couple games against me. She was like, I want to play chess. Let's play some chess together. And I was like, okay. And like every other move, I just hear, God damn it.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Yeah.
And then after a 1.5 game, she was like, you know what? I thought I wanted to play chess. I don't want to play chess.
I saw like a meme. It was like this little girl, and it's like me thinking about playing chess, and it's like her like all happy, and then it's like me actually playing chess, and she's like crying.
Yeah.
Like, but it's a really fun game. It makes me think, and that's what I like about it. It just I'm trying to do more thinking because I've kind of lost my Jeopardy step. I used to be like 5 o'clock. I'm watching Jeopardy, and I'm gonna like learn through Jeopardy.
Speaking of that, I watched a Funhouse video recently. Apparently, there's a Jeopardy play-along game, like an official game, where you can play along with an actual episode of Jeopardy.
Oh,
I thought
that's
it would
sick.
be super dope to either have, the core dream team like you guys do that, or we do like a couples trivia Jeopardy
That'd be
challenge
fun.
kind of deal.
We could do that like on you and Danielle's channel. Like we'll get Sydney and I, and we can get like Claire and Christian or something like that, and Boomy and
something like
Blue.
that, or just like we take the 9 of us and we put us into 3 teams, anything along
That'd
those
be
lines.
fun.
Because
man, really sick.
I feel like it'd be hilarious because I don't know how smart everybody is, and I feel like I'm terrible at Jeopardy. I don't have
I'm bad at it too. Like
completely random trivia knowledge. But I would love to see who would get certain questions right and wrong.
Sometimes on Jeopardy, it's like, I don't even know what the fuck you're asking me. It'll be like, Jack and Jill went up this yesterday. And I go, hill. And it's like, nope. I'm like, wait, what? Okay, let me get to the Patreon questions here.
Okay,
we'll start with, let me see. I'm trying to find out where I stopped last time, because I don't want to skip anybody. Okay, right here. Mammy asks, for everyone, which type of dragons do you prefer to have? European myth dragons, those that was in like King Arthur, Legend Skyrim, or Asian type dragons?
Or dragon these nuts.
That was a podcast. I've always found myself like really into the medieval kind of dragons, like save the princess from the castle type dragons. I don't know why, but those are the dragons I kind of prefer.
I'd probably swing in that direction as well. Speaking as someone who knows literally nothing about dragons whatsoever, yeah, just purely based on visual, I'd probably go that direction as well.
What about you, Blue?
I definitely like the way they do medieval dragons. I do like the high fantasy medieval dragons that are just like, just designed with so much shit on them.
Like Smaug kind of?
Yeah, like Smaug, like that high fantasy dragon. That's definitely my favorite. Like they're classic, but they're extra.
Yeah.
And then bonus question: if they fought in a 1v1, which dragon do you think will emerge victorious?
Probably the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. Parthenax. I don't know. Yeah, Parthenax.
I have zero insight to
Ooh.
even give this any sort of an educated guess.
Like Deathwing, that's like a perfect high fantasy
Oh.
dragon.
Deathwing versus Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Deathwing's getting the L.
I think. Wait, what?
Isn't Deathwing Cataclysm? Like, isn't
Deathwing
that
is Cataclysm.
Yeah, but Blue Eyes White Dragon has the burst stream of destruction, bro. Kaiba is not
Yeah, dude.
losing to some normie.
Yeah, but
Deathwing took down like a whole like side of a
literally
map.
sliced out the Barons.
Like,
All right.
no more barons.
I find maybe Deathwing.
Next question.
That's why Deathwing is sick. About Time Joey asked, did you ever have a moment when you realized, oh shit, I'm that guy? Yeah.
Ooh.
One
go.
time
Gotta think
I was
something.
at a New Year's party. This was like, I might have been 20, 19. And my buddy was like, hey, my parents are gone. Like, we're having a New Year's party at my parents' new house that they had just moved into. And the parents were cool with us partying in there because the Kemps are awesome. We then go to the party. I proceed to just have a lot to drink, unfortunately. And I'm like, okay. And I'm at the part of the party where I'm like, okay. I have been at this point in a party all the time. I'm a big puke and rally kind of guy. I feel like I can get to the bathroom, puke it out, wash my mouth out, wash my hands. I'm back in the party. This was not that time. I literally remember like going, I'm going to fucking puke. I need to get upstairs. And I remember like barely getting up the stairs, like all that kind of stuff. And I get to the bathroom, puke in the bathroom. And I just remember going, great. I got here, no puke anywhere else. It's all in the toilet. And then my stepbrother bangs on the door. Bang, 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 bang. Goes, yo, Rob, it's Mitch. Open up. You just puked all over the stairs. And I go,
Oh my god.
I go, what? Because I swear to God, dude, when I was going, I was like, I got to the bathroom. I remember vividly going, hell yeah. Made it to the bathroom without puking anywhere else.
While you're just leaking.
Yeah, apparently I was just like,
Holy shit.
and I had no idea too. So like, and then I'm also wicked drunk. Like I am pissed drunk. So like, I'm leaning up against the wall like this. I'm like up against the wall like this, and the door's in front of me, kind of like how this door's in front of me right now. And he goes, Rob, it's your stepbrother Mitch. Open up, please. I just want to make sure you're okay. And I'm like, oh, I'm so fucked. And then like all my friends are downstairs too. Like everybody knows like Rob's fucked up now. So like, okay, I'm like, okay, I gotta get up and let my brother in to help me. So like, I'll never forget it, dude. I was like, okay, we're gonna get up in 3, 2, 1. And then like I couldn't get up, dude. My legs were just like I went, oh fuck. Like, and then I was like Wolf of Wall Street, bro, just dragging myself to the door. And like I opened the door, bro, and he's just like, "What are you doing, bro? Like you just puked all over the Kemp stairs." And it was like,
God.
it was bad, bro. It was just a bad scene. And I was that guy. I fell asleep in the bathroom. I remember waking up at like 8 in the morning the next day and leaving without saying a word because I was so
Yeah, like at
embarrassed.
that point, what can you do? Like you just gotta get out of there.
Oh, but like
Oh
that
my
was
God.
the one thing I pulled away from that story. I'll never forget. I get to the bathroom, it was like, I made it. Like no accidents. And then the first thing, bro, it's like, yo, Rob, it's Mitch. Open up. You just puked all over the stairs. I was like, fuck.
If I did have a I'm that guy story, I don't think I'd be able to top that. I can't think of anything like overtly like I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Mainly because
the
I
only
try to go out of my way to make
To
sure
not.
that I'm not that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
That's
can't
the
think
only
of
time.
anything off the top of my head, but even then, there's no way it would be better than what you just said. So
I don't know why that story just came
point
to
to
my
Rob.
head. Anything come to you, Blue?
Pretty much anytime I'm talking and then someone starts talking over me, I realize I'm the guy that no one's paying attention to, so I'm just gonna stop talking forever.
Cup of hands.
Yeah. That happens to me.
Mr. Judo Narwhal asks, question for Blue. Have you seen the announcement for 6.0 update for Final Fantasy? If so, what are your thoughts and are you hype?
Yeah, I came in my pants.
Nice.
Well said.
It's dope. I can't do spoilers because these guys are gonna play it eventually. But
Yep.
when the fucking
That's right.
when Alphanaud popped up and I was like, "Yo, what's that?" And I was like, and then it was like pew pew. I was like, "Yo, what's that?" Anyways, I flipped my shit, and also I really excited to play the new healer.
Question: Can Cloud and Sephiroth ever come in to Final Fantasy 14?
Maybe one day. They're definitely probably saving that for a special occasion.
Like how can they like, or like the guy in Datto's background? Can that guy ever come into Final Fantasy? 14?
You could buy his clothes as optional items.
Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
You know what's not fair? The fact that Netflix hides thousands of shows from you based on your location, and then they have the nerve to increase their prices on you. That's right. Starting at the end of this month, they're raising prices once again. Now, you could just cancel your subscription and protest, or you could be smart about it and make sure you're getting your full money's worth by using ExpressVPN like I do. See, you might not know that what's on Netflix is completely different in your country compared to what somebody in the UK or Japan has on theirs. Using ExpressVPN, I can control which country I want Netflix to think I'm in. And the best part too, it's not just Netflix. You can use ExpressVPN to unlock other shows on other streaming services too. So be smart. Stop paying full price for streaming services and only getting an access of the fraction of their content. Get your money's worth at expressvpn.com/GG. Don't forget to use our link so you can get 3 extra months for free. That's expressvpn.com/GG. expressvpn.com/GG to learn more.
Golden Reacher asks, so you guys have said you're getting back into reading books. So, question: are any of you know the recently released Star Wars High Republic novel, Light of the Jedi? And will you read at any point? It's awesome, by the way.
Not a big book reader. That's all you guys.
I'm trying to get back into reading books, and by trying to get back into reading books, I've never been into reading books.
Talk to Danielle if you want books. She's all about books.
Yeah,
if you want recommendations, she's your girl.
I got like a mystery kind of thriller book called the Woman in the Glass Window or something like that. It's been pretty cool. I'm like 100 pages into it or something like that.
I feel like so many of those books have the most generic titles, like The Man Who Fixes Computers or The Electrician.
The Man Who Took a Shit.
Yeah, like just the most generic.
The drive I took on Wednesday.
Yeah, so like give me some sort of a hint as to what
Mist.
This could potentially be about.
Oh hell yeah!
Thank you for food.
Did she do the Spy Kids thing where she pushed the button and McDonald's popped up?
No, she just got back from a hair appointment.
Oh, okay.
And we have literally no food in the house, so we need to go grocery shopping so bad.
I literally went to the grocery store I went to the grocery store this morning.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I hate the grocery store.
Oh, in COVID, I hate the grocery store.
I've always hated it.
I don't mind it. It's like the one time where I actually get to leave the house. Danielle likes to do online grocery shopping. I much prefer going in store.
I prefer going in. I prefer going in, but I just like I'm really bad about like getting an optimal strat. You know what I mean? Like going up and down the aisles, like having a strat. Normally I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this. And then I go all the way on this side without going in between the aisles as I go. Like I'm there for like 2 hours looking for one thing.
I just go through every aisle. It's like, unless it's like the only aisles I'll skip are like baking. Like, yeah, I don't need flour. Like I'll skip that one. Otherwise I just go through every aisle. If I find something I want, pick it up. Otherwise, it's just I know start to finish, boom, 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 and then I'm out.
I'm also really bad about getting like stuff for dinner. You know what I mean? Like
I used to be terrible about that. Yeah.
Like getting hamburger meat, or like I just get like taquitos that I'll throw in the microwave.
Yeah.
Like, that's my dinner.
That was, I mean, that's me, 3-4 years ago. That's 3 or 4 years ago, Datto, where I'm just like
what's for dinner tonight?
Food.
But if you didn't have that McDonald's, like what was your last dinner that you had at home? Like that you guys cooked?
Technically for me it was like pasta a couple nights ago, but we made spicy ramen out of the Destiny cookbook over the weekend.
It looks so good.
It's first of all, it's shockingly easy to make. It just takes a little while. It's the second time we made it. First time I did it for Datto Does Dinner. But it's so good. It's like it's got heat to it. It's got some spice, but like not enough that it's gonna drive you nuts. Like it's not trying to like light your tongue on fire. It's got that good amount of heat where it's like you can deal with it. And like the average person can easily deal with it.
It's not like the bomb where it's like just fucking hurts.
No, it's like
hurt.
It's there. The heat's there. You might have to have a couple extra sips of water, but it's not like so intense that it's gonna destroy your entire mouth.
That's good.
Yeah, we just went to the Asian grocery store, picked up a bunch of stuff. They had basically everything. And, you make the broth the morning of, you do the eggs if you want to do the eggs the day before. And then you just whip the whole thing together. Does not take very long. Super easy to do. Cannot recommend it enough because it's so good.
Question from Mix Muse says, have you guys ever considered reading the Gentleman Bastard series and or Steelheart series? The Gentleman Bastards is very enjoyable if you like more gory / Ocean's 11 stuff, and Steelheart has the same plot premise as The Boys, if you're interested. I got to get through my first book. Like, before I start even thinking about doing another book, I got to get through this one first.
Yeah. What are you reading right now? Are you reading something right now?
It's like the woman in the glass window.
Oh, right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that is super ambiguous. But all she does is like stare at people. But then like she witnesses something she shouldn't witness, and people find out about it. And how does she react to it? What about you? Oh, the Blue. Are you gonna read that?
Probably not.
Okay, there you go.
Right.
BNG asks, for everyone, what are some changes that you want to see from Destiny that would make you come back and make content for it? Like I said earlier, dude, I
This
have no
is probably
fucking,
your
I have no fucking idea.
Is it worth coming back to Destiny that it is for for me?
Yeah, like it's like I truly don't know what it would take for Destiny to. I'll always say it. I wish like a strike had like this weird kind of loot pool that had like specific kind of drops. Like this one dropped a sparrow, but like it's a really rare sparrow. But if you continuously do it, maybe it can drop kind of thing. So like when the dude is on the sparrow, you go, oh shit, he grinded that strike for however many times it took him to get that sparrow. I think that's what the game is missing, is like that kind of, whoa, look at that guy. But when you say, whoa, look at that guy, it's just silver ornaments that he used and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That for me is like, I think what is missing, and what would kind of give some depth, I think, to the loot pool, and would kind of get me interested into sure, I'll play this strike because I have a chance of getting this thing that I really want.
Yeah.
So like,
did they say specifically make content on? Because I feel like it's for what Fruit was uploading like super early with Destiny. It's mainly like the content is you guys cracking jokes and all that kind of stuff. Destiny's not really a game that lends itself to too many funny moments that happen strictly because of gameplay. It's like you guys have to make the content, you have to make the jokes, and Destiny's just kind of there as like a plate to serve jokes upon.
That's what like is definitely how I feel about the game. Because when you say make content on it, it would just, if Blue and Fruit wanted to play Destiny and make content in it, I'd go and get content in it. It's not about that. We could go play Destiny right now and get a video out of it if we really wanted to. But it's just not. I just don't know why to play it anymore, and I don't know what it needs. Like I get that question all the time, and I don't have an answer. But
I mean, even if it became like more of like a Final Fantasy 14-esque thing, I feel like Final Fantasy 14 or WoW kind of lends itself to the same thing. Like, those games aren't inherently built to generate like funny moments unless you're playing with other people and you're cracking jokes.
Leroy Jenkins.
That's where the content comes from, right? That's where those jokes come from. So yeah, I don't know. I imagine for you guys, it's just kind of like we've been doing the same kind of content for Destiny for so long, and you just kind of maybe got stale and you just wanted to freshen up the formula essentially.
Okay, this is Mr. Walsh Datto. He likes to ask us math questions, apparently. Okay. It says, because Brady won the Super Bowl, by the way, let's go, that's awesome. I'm sorry, Datto, that must have been tough. That must have been a tough day for you.
I mean, I didn't really care about it for Danielle.
But for Danielle, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Because Brady won the Super Bowl again, I'm asking this question, which goes as, start with any positive integer.
Okay.
Then each term is obtained from the previous term as follows. If the previous term is even, the next term is 1/2 of the previous term. If the previous term is odd, the next term is 3 times the previous term plus 1. The conjecture, I don't think I've ever said that word before. Conjecture, that's it, is that no matter what the value of n, the sequence will always reach 1. Try and figure out the number that doesn't work with. 6. I don't fucking know.
That's out of my league at the moment. I need to write a whole lot of that down.
I don't even. Blue, you got an answer?
I ate 2 apples today. If
Oh,
I
it's gonna be
eat
7.
oh
my guess.
7 apples.
No, because Brady won the Super Bowl. I'm guessing that means it's 7 because Brady
He
won
has 7 rings.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm gonna
maybe.
guess. Golden Reacher asks, after the bean slander from Rob recently, my question is for me or for Rob. Can you please try baked beans on toast for breakfast just once? Last week, Datto, I went on this rant about I don't understand what it is about British people and baked beans for breakfast. Like,
Yeah,
like,
I'm with you. I'm with
baked
you there.
beans is not for breakfast at any point ever. Like, I'm gatekeeping that. No baked beans for breakfast.
I'm just not much of a bean guy. Like, I'll eat them. Danielle made like a whole big thing of chili, but I've just never been a bean guy. So yeah, I'm kind of there with you.
I
I don't know.
fucking love
Maybe I
beans.
just haven't built into an appreciation for beans.
The
I
British
love
don't
refried
deserve
beans.
shit, but they deserve credit for the beans for breakfast.
No.
Yeah. No, I'm not about it. But I'm also just
mean,
not a bean guy in general, so maybe I'm a little
yeah.
biased.
Pre-made sandwiches asks, what is your go-to gas station food? Dude, I'll say this all the time. 7-Eleven taquitos slap. Like, those used to be lunch and dinner for broke college, Rob. That's all I used to eat.
When I lived in Los Angeles, I lived basically across the street from a 7-Eleven. Not basically, I literally did live across the street from a 7-Eleven and a liquor store. And they had like full cheese pizzas that you could get for like, I want to say $7 or $8 for like a good sized pizza. And so that was my go-to, like whenever I was just like, I have no food in the house.
Yeah,
I was getting a full 7-Eleven pizza for like
Would you get like a 2-liter Dr. Pepper with it too and just drink it from the thing?
I would. My times of drinking 2-liter bottles of soda is over. I'll get like a 20 ounce or I'll get a can of soda. But dude, I had a roommate, good friend in college, skinny like me, super skinny, but this kid would always have a 2-liter bottle of soda next to his desk at all times.
Holy
and like
shit.
at the time I was like, I love soda, whatever, cool.
Yeah.
Now I think about it, I'm like, oh my god,
that's
lot of so soda. Much.
It's a lot.
This kid was like smart as hell. He's like astrophysicist and all this kind of shit. Like,
do you still like follow your roommates and all that kind of stuff from college? Like,
my best friend from college, yes. We have still kept in touch over the years. A few others, not really as many. Actually, a couple of them have come into my stream because they've just started playing Destiny, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we were in bands together." So that's been pretty neat. But I actually just had a lot of my high school friends create a group DM recently. I'd say within like the past 2 or 3 months that we've all kind of been talking on. So it's been nice to kind of catch up with them, even if not a whole lot has really changed. Yeah. Although I did find out like one of my friends that I used to play DDR with moved to like Thailand like a decade ago and just been living in Thailand for, 8-10 years and like playing in a band and doing this and doing that. And it's just like
still DDRing.
So crazy. I don't know if they're still DDRing, but I recently got back into it for exercise.
What's your gas station food, Blue?
Dude, literally, if I go to a gas station, I'm getting Cool Ranch Doritos.
Cool Ranch Doritos. Yeah.
Little if a little normie on the chip, but
dude, doesn't matter. It's either Cool Ranch Doritos or the ranch corn nuts.
Do you like the Cool Ranch tacos at Taco Bell or no?
Yo, those slap.
You like those?
Those slap.
I like the nacho ones. I haven't tried the Cool Ranch ones. Duo Tangy asks, best donut.
Dude, every donut is the best donut.
I like cream-filled donuts. Anything
Boston
with cream filling.
Little Boston cream. God, why is my camera doing that? Boston cream donut. Love me a Boston cream donut. But I'm with Blue. Like, you give me any sort of a donut,
I'll eat that shit.
I like Bear
I'm
Claws
on board.
too. Bear Claws are good.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bear Claw is a donut. Like, I don't know if a donut has to have, the structure of a donut.
If you mean like, does it have to have a hole in the middle? I would say absolutely not. No,
Okay.
it does not. Boston Cream, I'm with you. God, I miss Dunkin' Donuts so bad.
You're a Dunkin' kind of guy?
Dude,
No
I grew
Krispy
up on the
Kreme?
East Coast.
That's true.
I'm a
you're
Dunkies.
Donkeys.
Dunkies, man. No, I mean I'll eat Krispy Kreme too. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll have either one, but
Do
just
you like coffee?
No, not a big coffee guy at
okay.
all. Yeah.
So just the breakfast foods at Dunkies.
Yeah, just hit me with some donuts. Every time I go back to the East Coast, I'm like, I have to go to Dunkin' Donuts at least.
No Dunkies on the in Seattle at all?
None. There's nothing.
Really? There's
California
a couple up here.
California didn't have them until about 2017. Literally, they built one a month before I ended up moving to Seattle, and they didn't have them the whole time. Finally, 5 years later, that's when I'm moving, and they decided to build them. But yeah, no, Seattle does not have them at all.
The only Dunkins I know is there's one here in Fort Collins, and then there's one right before you get it's the first thing you come into Colorado. There's a Dunkin' Donuts at DIA. Like it's one of the last things you'll see before you drive for a long time.
Man, I miss Dunkin'. But yeah, all like the cream filled with like the powdered sugar on the side with like chocolate filling and stuff. Those are good. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not that picky with donuts. You put a donut in front of me, I'm probably gonna eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Shark Boy asks, "What's something that you never did as a kid that a lot of your friends did?" Like he says, "I never read or watched the Harry Potters until this year, and I'm 23."
Got laid.
Oh my god.
Get fucked. I don't know. I didn't really like party a lot in high school until my senior year. Until I like quit soccer and was like, well, I'm just gonna do the college thing now. So
I think partying is probably my actual serious answer. Is my friends. I mean, like a decent chunk of my friends did it, but like the small group that I hung out with, we didn't do like the crazy like drinking and
like
smoking.
Let's go to Tory's and get a kegger.
Right.
thing.
Yeah. Like we didn't really do that. Although a lot of my friends, I feel kind of did a lot of that stuff. I was pretty fortunate with my circle of friends where we were all pretty much on the same page with the things that we were doing. Maybe it didn't start to happen until like college.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, during high school, the most we did was like go to each other's houses and hang out in the basement and play Smash
and
Brothers.
LAN party.
Yeah, that's it.
And just drink
or play Magic the Gathering.
Copious amounts of Mountain Dew and soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't until like my senior year till like because like I was a super big athlete and I was gonna be a professional soccer player. So my whole life I was like no partying, and thankfully like my friends they all partied and stuff, but they were all super cool and like we're like nah, Rob's not gonna come. What about you, Blue?
Fuck, I honestly don't know. Honestly, I guess play games with your friends because I would literally when I was growing up, I would literally only play single player games. Either single player games, and then as I got into high school, that's when I really started playing like fighting games. I had my Smash kick for a while, but yeah, like playing games with your friends. Didn't really do that, but now I do. That's all I do.
Johnny asks, if you can be a cameo in a TV show, movie, or even an anime, what show would you choose? If I could have a cameo, I would love to be on Jeopardy. Like I would fucking freak. If I could be on Jeopardy, like hosting or just being on the show, just watching it, Jeopardy probably for me.
I would, for me, it'd probably be like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm not really sure. I haven't kept up with how they've been handling that show with, all the recent protests and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I should probably go watch it, but yeah, I love that show.
What about you, Blue?
Dude, this is impossible. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be on a cameo because all I would think about is like, who the fuck is it? Like everyone watching me would be like, who the fuck is this dude?
Well, it's just like you're a background actor, or you get like a throwaway line in in a sitcom or something, like that.
I changed mine. I'd be The Office.
Like you're an extra. You're a featured extra. You know what a featured extra is?
Dude, I'm finna be a featured extra in Mando. There
you go. Featured extra in Mando. You're sitting at the bar. You got like a throwaway line, get back over here.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's
my friend doesn't like you. I don't like you either. Oko asks, I typically try to refrain from Final Fantasy only questions, so all the boys get a chance to answer.
you,
But I
Oko!
gotta ask Blue, are you joining the Pally Boys in 6.0 to the moon?
To the moon. We're going to the fucking moon. Suck my dick, Elidibus. He's
fuck you,
dead. Poor
Elidibus.
guy. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I'm really excited, and Oko, I love you, and I hope you cleared E12. And what the fuck was the question?
Are you joining the Pally Boys in 6.0?
Oh hell no! I hate Paladin.
Okay.
I just can't do it. I love Dark Knight. I love Gunbreaker. I love Warrior.
Yeah,
I
Gunbreaker's
cannot
tight.
see, which is funny because I've orange parsed on Paladin several times, but like I
Same.
just can't. I don't know. The job just doesn't vibe with me as a tank.
Derps ask, what is your dream car?
Dream car.
2012 Mercedes SLS. It has like the gold wing doors and everything. That thing is fucking bitchin'. That car, I'm telling you, you can get one today for like around 130,000. That car, if you take care of it and you do the right things with it, that car will be worth millions of dollars in like 10 to 20 years. 30 years guaranteed.
A lot of confidence.
Oh, dude, look at it. It's got the gold wing. Like a Mercedes gold wing in the 50s goes for like $2 million. So, and this was
All right.
like their continuation of it. I think if you were getting a bang for your buck, Mercedes SLS, that car is so sick. It's a little gaudy with the gold wing doors, but I like it.
If you asked me this when I was a kid, it would have been a red Mustang because
Pretty simple.
I used a red Mustang in Gran Turismo 3 as like my first good car that I was able to get in that game. And I used it for so many races. And I was like, I'm getting a red Mustang when I'm older. And then instead of doing that, I got a Honda Civic.
Nice.
Let's go, responsible adult.
So
Great gas mileage.
I don't really have much of a dream car anymore. I don't want to say Tesla
Really?
because I feel like everyone says, I want to get a Tesla.
Well, I mean, like a car that you know you can't really buy. I mean, maybe you could.
I'm just so afraid of like getting it wrecked. Like
Yeah,
getting
just-
into an accident and just like you owe $50,000 on this car.
Yeah, like,
and it's
hey,
currently in a trash heap.
your carbon fiber tail whip that somebody backed up into is going to cost $25,000 to repair.
Yeah, it's like,
like-
oh, kill me.
Like-
So I'm just like so afraid. Like my dad spent, you know, he bought like a 74 Corvette that he spent years restoring just as a hobby. And whenever I would go home, he would try to get me to like drive it. I'm like, you spent how many years trying to restore this thing? And you did, and like paint and it looks nice and everything. The second I pull out of the driveway, an 18-wheeler is gonna come down the street and just murder this car.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I will not be responsible for
Is
when
your dad
this
like a big car guy?
Not like, I mean, I guess sort of, but like
In terms of
not-
like fixing up cars and stuff?
no, like this was his
Oh.
first and only project, but he was
Okay.
just
See,
like,
my dad is obsessed with that shit. Like,
yeah, my dad is just about, he wants to experience things. That's what he
Okay.
wants to do. He
as
is
much as he
big
can.
on experiencing as many things as he can. This was a thing that he got to experience, and he was just kind of like looking for a hobby.
Yeah.
So
Does he
yeah,
still have that Corvette?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be getting rid of it soon. I don't know.
What about you, Blue?
Nissan GTR, baby. Either that or Mitsubishi Evo, baby, because we can't get those anymore because Mitsubishi said that they're not doing the premium car market anymore.
I used to
But
like
that's fine.
Mitsubishi Spiders a lot. But that was like when I was playing like Need for Speed Underground 2, and like those were like the sweet cars in there. Jason Ace asks, why hasn't a driveway with snow melting technology been invented yet? I swear there's that.
I'm pretty sure there's definitely.
I would be shocked if it didn't exist.
Yeah, like I bet if you go somewhere in Aspen and you look at those homes, some of those places have
Oh,
to have that
100%.
stuff.
The
Oh my God.
multi-million-dollar homes, I'm sure, have some sort of
Dude,
tech.
the houses I saw in, I wouldn't even say the compounds I saw in Aspen, bro. Were
Yeah,
some
that's
of the
like-
most ridiculous compounds I had ever seen. Ever.
Yeah, like when you're that rich, you're not buying a house, you're buying a compound.
dude, they were
Honestly, when you're that rich, you can probably just hire someone to bring a flamethrower to your driveway.
Yeah,
and just torch all that
exactly.
shit.
$400 million homes, bro. Like we were driving through, like by the maroon bells and all that
Oh.
kind of shit. It was insane the amount of money there is in Aspen. Riles asks, thoughts on Nickelback? Do y'all have any insight on why everyone seems to dislike them? Personally, not my favorite genre, but I'm still a fan.
I never
I use-
understood the hate.
I don't either.
I
I
think people
used
just
to
kind of
really
did
like
it for a
Nickelback.
meme. I think people just did it for a meme, and people just latched onto it super, super hard. I'm sure there's also legitimate criticisms that,
Yeah, I'm
like,
sh-
oh, their songs sound the same or like whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Sort of like, I guess, what Imagine Dragons is going through right now.
Oh, but dude, the Imagine Dragons, every song is the same.
Yeah,
See,
Seriously.
that's where I'm at with Nickelback. Nickelback was just like the sign of the times. Like it's like Nickelback was like the creed of millennials.
How the hell did you wind up like
Yeah.
this?
For me, Nickelback was like oh, it's
Just sing.
it's Creed, great, and it's like every song sounds the same.
Dude, but Creed
And
fucking slaps. I'm kind of about Creed, honestly.
and more power to you, my man. But my God, does my brain hurt whenever I hear Nickelback? And it's like, oh my God, I love this song. It's like, bro, it's the same as fucking Photograph Part 12. Like, what do you
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
from this? And it's like,
I'm sure that's. Sorry, you go.
it's just like, they're just like the band that like exemplified why rock was so bad to me in the mid 2000s,
Mid 2000s,
where everyone's like,
Three Doors
oh,
Down.
yeah, you were so. Your eyes are
My
made of
kryptonite.
hazel, my kryptonite. Like, hate it.
Yeah.
And whatever fucking band made that shitty "Who I'm Never Gonna Dance Again," the fucking Last Dance rock remix. God, I hate it. Anyways, Nickelback sucks.
Papa Dad asked, if you were given an unlimited budget to make whatever movie you wanted, this includes existing properties, what kind of
Ooh.
movie would you want to make and why?
Oh shit.
Sorry, read the question again.
If you were given an unlimited budget to make whatever movie you wanted,
Limited budget, okay.
includes existing properties, what kind of movie would you want to make?
I would make one based on the board game Monopoly.
Oh, that would be sick. The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, you could really go nuts, I feel like, with a game like Monopoly and a movie with like $1 billion budget.
I don't know, actually. Maybe like redo the Star Wars trilogy. Like if LucasArts is down for that and Disney.
Which one?
Fuck. Probably the Rise of what is it, Last Jedi? Is that the really bad one, Blue? With the one I
Oh,
take out of my head?
absolutely. I would
that's-
I would
that's
use my
probably-
unlimited budget to remake those last two movies.
I would remake The Last Jedi, and then hopefully they're like, okay, no, well now we got to remake this one, so because they just fucked it. What about you? So is that what you would do, Blue?
Yeah, I would delete Last Jedi from existence and remake it.
Okay, already did a question. From
All right.
you. Jelly989 asks, what is your favorite cartoon character and why? No anime. I like Marvin the Martian. I think Marvin the Martian's fucking badass character. I think he's just really cool. I think his design was really cool. You like Bugs Bunny?
When I was a kid, I just remember watching so much.
Did you ever
So
watch
much
the one
Bugs
where
Bunny.
he's like an opera singer and then like there was one I used to watch all the time. He was an opera singer and would sing, and then he would come down from the heavens as a Viking woman, and he was
Yeah.
I forget what it was called, but it had all kinds of music, and it was like 30 minutes long. I used to just watch
Yeah.
that constantly with my grandparents.
It's either Bugs or like SpongeBob, like early SpongeBob. That's what I grew up on.
What about you, Blue? Favorite cartoon character, no anime.
It's definitely Courage. Courage.
That's a good
Courage
answer.
the Cowardly Dog.
Dog. That was my favorite. If I had to pick a number two, it'd be Grimm from Grimm Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Grimm's cool.
Mm.
Grimm was really cool. That show was a little ahead of its time.
Yeah, that show was so ahead of its time. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Angel asks, what is the first anime that got you hooked, excluding Western anime like Dragon Ball? Okay, Dragon Ball's not a Western anime. And Naruto. Mine was Tokyo Ghoul. My Hero Academia. That show came at the perfect point in my life.
It was definitely Naruto.
Don't ask me.
Naruto was definitely the intro to anime.
Ever
I
gonna
mean,
give it a chance? Oh, sorry, Blue. Go ahead.
I mean, you should give it a chance, but yeah, it's Naruto. I watched Little DBZ as a kid, but I didn't like get into it until after Naruto.
Yeah, Naruto's and Dragon Ball aren't Western animes, man. They're just
Yeah, those are just
dubbed.
animes.
Yeah,
It's
they're
super
just dubbed.
popular, I imagine.
Yeah,
They're popular
dude.
They're popular in the West, but they're still
Yeah.
still
they're
animes.
still made like in Japan.
No,
Well,
dude,
are you ever gonna give it a chance?
I
Datto?
watched anime in high school mainly because all my friends were super into it. We watched like Great Teacher Onizuka and like Azumanga Daioh, Full Metal Panic, Bebop, of course.
Oh, Bebop.
Then you had like the shit that was on Adult Swim on the weekend,
Yeah,
Inuyasha,
like
Yu Yu
Inuyasha.
Hakusho, fucking was it Zoids? That was on the afternoons.
Zoids.
Zoids. Oh man,
Gundam.
like I watched it back then. I don't really have anything against it. I just have enough things that I want to watch that I don't know. I've never been
So
like
it's not
super
weebs
passionate.
out.
It's like I'm not necessarily like weebs out, but I'm also not weebs in. Like weebs
Yeah.
just kind of stay there.
Yeah. Like Sammy, just kind of stay there and Punk asks, how do you guys deal with road rage?
I just fucking scream in my car.
I don't
I
drive
just
very
pretend
often.
that they
so-
can hear me.
Yeah, I get very but like if someone's road raging at me, like that's kind of different. Like I'll just
Oh,
keep
I'll
my word or
retaliate
something like
road
that.
rage. I don't.
Oh, yeah,
I don't get.
I'll
I don't
flip people
road
off.
rage. I don't
Yeah,
road rage naturally, but like if you road rage at me, like I'll be like, "Fuck you, bitch."
Yeah, Sydney hates that. Like if somebody cuts us off and I drive past him, like give him one of these or something. Like,
Oh,
she
yeah,
hates
100%,
that.
yeah.
Like
Yeah. No, I've flipped some people off on the street before, or just other cars while I've been driving. They do something stupid, or blare the horn. But most of the time, it's just screaming
Pull
at
out
them.
my
Oh, you
gun."
effing moron,
yeah.
idiot! You honk the horn and then you just move on.
Yeah, I don't get out of my car and kick
Yeah,
someone's ass.
I'm
or
not.
fetch
I'm not
trash.
trying to get out of my car and fight someone because you decide to make a left turn at the wrong time.
Yeah. Or if you don't decide to turn left on yellow, that's the California in me. But like I know it's dangerous, so if you don't do it, like I get it, but like, come on.
The thing I hate most is when people block the box. Hate when people block the box.
What
What
do you mean block the
blocking
box?
You have four-way intersection. You have the crosswalks.
Yeah.
So that's when like people will stay, like traffic will come through this way,
Mhm.
and there'll just be a line of cars that block this set of cars from
Oh,
going through.
I
the
see what
light
you're saying.
Switches. Yeah. So
And
when
then people
do
are just
that,
in the
yeah. So now nobody can move, and that's why I'm like, you're an asshole, and I don't like you, and that should be a $200 fine.
Yeah,
It is a
I hate
$200
that.
fine, but there's never a cop around.
Yeah, never. What about you, Blue? You just yell at him?
Just drop. You do a little retaliatory bird flip. It's a classic.
Glitchy asks, what was your scariest life experience? I guess getting in a car accident with Sydney.
College and realizing I'm painfully average.
Post college and realizing how fucking brutal the real world is.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
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 It's just like, for me, I moved to California 2 days after I graduated college. That's
That is
throwing
like
yourself
jumping
deep
in the
end.
lion's den, man,
Yeah.
in the mouth. Like,
No, like parents are across the country. No, you got no friends. You're trying to
I had-
build new connections.
I had like
That's
10
just
friends
scary,
that
man.
did that. There's only one that's still in California.
Yeah. It's scary. It's scary. It's hard to do. It's hard to be successful, especially in that industry, television industry, movie industry. It's scary, man. I have no idea what I'd be doing right now if YouTube and stuff did not work out for me. I literally have no idea.
That all the time. Like I would probably be working at the golf course I was working at parking cars. I would probably be doing that.
I probably would have moved back in with my parents. I would have tried to go back to school and like do something in IT or something. Nothing wrong with IT, just like not what I wanted to do with my life.
Mm-hmm. To Piv asks, which part of the Oreo do you prefer, the cookie or the cream?
Cream.
Neither. I'm not a big Oreo guy. I'm a
An
Chips
Oreo
Ahoy.
guy?
What
Chips Ahoy
the
family.
fuck?
Yeah, we're a Chips Ahoy family over here in this house.
That's fine. I like both.
I don't really like the cream and I don't like the cookie that much. Like they're both not that great.
What the
For me, the
fuck?
sweet spot is when you get to dunk one and the cookie gets like a little bit mushy,
Mushy,
but
that
not
is the
too
nice-
mushy. And then you have like the half solid cookie, half mushy, like combo, and then you eat that, and it's a nice little blend of both. I like that.
I like you. Every time you talk, Dad, I like you more and more. What about you, Blue? What was yours? Cookie or cream?
Cream.
You like the cream? I don't know who it was, but I think it might have been Bless or somebody posted in the DMs. It was that TikTok of them like stacking. It was somebody like stacked double stuff all the way up, and then they just go like and eat it like this, like oh,
Gah. And the guy screams like,
yeah,
"Oh!"
yeah, the guy's like, oh my god, that shit was mad funny.
So funny.
Board Obi asks, are you guys going to play more Smite anytime soon? Yeah, I think so. I had a ton of fun with it. If they want to sponsor us again, that was fun. But I might play it just kind of. It's the most fun I've ever had with a MOBA, honestly, in terms of like learning the game and having fun with it. I'm surprised you don't play it, Blue, because it almost feels like Paragon, or it looks like it.
I've played Smite, it just doesn't hit the edge.
Yeah. What about you, Dad? You ever play Smite?
Never played Smite. League of Legends kind of killed all MOBAs for me. Back when I used to play in like 2011, 2012.
Yeah, back when you grinded MOBAs.
Yeah, just MOBAs just leave a bad taste in my mouth nowadays. Like, I get mad at
your
them.
teammates you get mad at, or just like everything about
It's just
it?
like the whole like when I quit League like back in 2011, games felt like a 1v9. They never felt like a 5v5.
Yeah,
you know?
like
There's always always someone on your team working against you, or just like they're ready to throw, or like you made a bad play, so now they're just ready to forfeit. And it's just like it got too stressful for me.
Yeah.
Smite's probably a little bit better in that aspect. I think I would enjoy the gameplay a little bit more than something like League. But yeah, it's MOBAs.
I feel like that's a lot of people's feelings with MOBAs nowadays. Is that feeling? Sloths asks, what is the dumbest way you've been injured? She says, my dumbest injury was when I jumped off a local tower, maybe under the influence of alcohol, about 40 feet high or so, into the ocean, and I landed wrong and had a huge bruise all over my thighs and back. The dumbest way I've ever hurt myself.
Dumbest way I've ever hurt myself was 5th grade. I was going to my friend John's house for a sleepover. We're literally about to leave. I jump on a chair, pretty similar to this one, kind of go like this. Say goodbye to my sister because she was doing something on the other side of the chair, and I decide to do like some sort of a side backflip off the side. So like,
I just right pull that out of nowhere,
and I just kind of go like this that way, and I go way too far, just wang my arm on the ground. My arm is like that. Oh. We have to go to the hospital. You know, pin it back in. That's where this. I don't know if you can see it very well, but. This
oh yeah, I see it.
That's where that's from. It's from.
Did you break your wrist or
no? The break was like up here, but they had to stick a pin in like that way.
Was it a compound, like bone out?
No. It wasn't. Oh, okay. It was not bone out.
Okay.
But
oh my God.
It was like basically, you know.
Yeah.
Like this essentially with my arm. So yeah, that was not fun. There was always something. Whenever him and I tried to have like some sort of a sleepover, something always went wrong like 5 times in a row. It's like I broke my arm. He got sick. Something happened here. I got sick at his house and had to come back home. And it was cursed. It was cursed. But yeah, that's easily the dumbest way I've injured myself to that level of an extreme.
The dumbest way I've hurt myself. Trying to think. I mean, other than like on my acid trip and then like getting tased by cops and stuff like that, like that's a pretty stupid way of getting hurt. You've heard that story, Datto. When I took acid and like was running away from the cops and I was a 9/11 veteran and they tased me. This is pretty. Yeah, that happened. So like,
I don't think you told me that question, that story. But
long story short, I took acid like my sophomore year of college when my parents were away with a bunch of friends. And one of my friends took too much acid, ran out the house naked. Cops were called. And when I'm on acid and I see cops, I ran. So the cops chased me, tased me once, got on my back, and started like trying to get me in the back of a car. I fucking Super Saiyan 1 out of there, and they tased me again. And I didn't have feeling in like my thumbs like for here for like almost a year. It felt like I had prongs in my back. So when you get shot with a taser gun, the prongs are just supposed to like pop out. Like
Yeah.
you're supposed to just pull them out. But because I had like 8 cops on my fucking back, and they were like holding me down, they were pushing in the needles of like the taser guns.
Yeah.
So when I got to the hospital and the doctor was trying to take them out, they were hooked. So they weren't. So he had to like fucking unhook them. And
Yeah.
this will help. This will help with my trial, or not. I think end up going to trial because they're like, we don't want this anymore. Is because the doctor was like, can I take a picture of your back? Like, I have never seen anything like this before. And I was like, dude, whatever. Just get these fucking things out of my back.
Yeah.
So he like took a picture of that. And when I was telling like the lawyer that was like appointed me that, she was like, oh, we're going to get these people. And so when the DA had like heard that, they gave me 24 hours of community service. And that, I guess, is the dumbest way I've hurt myself, is taking a bunch of acid, thinking I was a 9/11 veteran and getting tased twice, and having like 9 or 10 cops on me. And then having the whole neighborhood watch me. And then the next day, go back there and apologize to all my neighbors while I had this big old black eye, bro. I'll tell you this, Datto. I'll never forget it. I was full sprint, dude. Nobody's catching me. I'm fucking zooming. I'll never forget. It's the only thing I remember from the acid trip is this pain. Is I was running, I'm running, and then all of a sudden, I'm not running anymore. And I went face first into the concrete, dude. It was the weirdest thing. All my muscles contracted, and I was just getting electrocuted, and I went face first right into the fucking pavement.
All right, your story's better than mine. Jesus.
But I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. Like, I'm sure there's other, but that's not the dumbest way I hurt myself. That is just being an idiot and doing drugs. What about you, Blue? Dumbest way you hurt yourself?
Fucking, I don't know. I've sat on my nuts a couple times.
Oh, dude, that hurts.
It sucks.
That's all I got.
Rex asks, when is the next merch drop, Datto?
My next merch drop. Well, because of COVID, we had to kind of cut back on how many I ended up doing. Like, we were supposed to do 3 in 2020, but I knocked it down to 2 just because it didn't like
It's
feel
kinda,
good to do that while people are struggling. But also, I have to fulfill a contract.
Yeah.
So next one, probably aiming to launch like right before the summer, so that way everyone's getting their stuff during the summer.
Mhm.
At least if you live in America, sorry, or rather in the northern hemisphere. Want to go a little more colorful with it, a little more vibrant, since we've just done a whole bunch of like black and white stuff. But yeah, hopefully something for the summer.
Blemish asks, Datto-san, how's life with a new pup? I believe we already kind of answered that. Banderin asks, 50K question for Datto. Pet the Brim, please. I don't think the Brim.
He did earlier, so.
He been getting pets. And then Iron Durkus asks, missed the earlier part of the podcast, and we'll probably miss this if you get to it. Is Robbie playing Final Fantasy? And if you are, how far into you and what job are you playing? I never played. I mean, I did play one day, Kawaii Rob. You can add me. But I think I did it. I think I played for like maybe 4 or 5 hours, like just kind of early quest stuff, but it never really grabbed me. But yeah, that'll do it, for this episode of GG over Easy. Datto, thank you so much for filling in, for Mr. Fruit. We
Absolutely.
always need a pair of glasses, in this kind of group, and thank you for being that glasses today.
I almost wore
where
my
can people
contacts and I was like, no,
That would be weird.
no, I have to.
You like contacts?
I'm getting used to them now a little bit more. Just kind
Never
of give
wore 'em
my
before?
my face a break. I wore them when I was in like junior high school, but I would always get up so late that I'd never have time to actually put them in. So I just kept going back to my glasses. So yeah, so then I just didn't wear them. But now that I've been doing like some cosplay stuff, I was like, all right, maybe we should get like an actual prescription for contacts. So I wear them like a couple times a week, like mainly when I'm not streaming. or doing anything with like a face cam. But yeah, getting used to them.
Where can people find you on the internet, Datto?
Let me tell you. You just search Datto, and I'm not the company from Connecticut. Everything
What
else
does that
is me.
company do?
They're like cyber security, I want to say. Oh,
Okay,
there goes the camera again.
they grind-
Datto.com.
Datto.com.
Literally, Datto.com is their website.
The ultimate MSP toolbox.
Yeah, why Datto? Take your IT business to scale. So yeah, there's some sort of like they're more than just a technology provider. So basically, not them. Everything
you're
else,
not
that's
them.
me. Yeah, twitch.tv/Datto, youtube.com/Datto Does Destiny, at Datto's Destiny on Twitter, at Hello Datto on Insta, which I don't upload on, Datto cosplay on the OnlyFans.
You guys can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/versus, and on YouTube you can find me at Sharktooth. What about you, Blue?
You guys can find me everywhere at Blessius, and also on TikTok at Blessius.
Dude, I hope he kills the TikTok game. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the podcast. Thank you for the stands for listening. Really appreciate it. Mr. Fruit should be back next week. Thank you guys all for listening and hanging out today. We will see you next time on the podcast. Peace out.